Motions of the Earth. The Earth is a planet. Like other planets of the solar system, the Earth also gets heat and light from the sun. All the planets perform two types of motions. They all rotate on their axis and revolve around the sun on a fixed elliptical path called the orbit. These two movements, rotation and revolution, influence the earth in many ways. Let's study about the motions of the earth. Rotation. The movement of the earth on its axis is called rotation. The earth is a sphere that rotates on its axis. It completes one rotation in 24 hours. Rotation causes day and night. The axis is an imaginary line tilted in a fixed direction, making an angle of 66.5 degrees to its orbital plane and 23.5 degrees to its vertical. This tilt is called the inclination of the Earth's axis. As the Earth rotates from west to east, the part of the Earth's surface facing the sun gets light, while the other half remains in darkness. The portion getting light is said to be experiencing day, while the other half experiences night. The circle that divides day from night is called the circle of illumination, as it indicates the portions experiencing light and darkness, dawn, morning, noon, afternoon, dusk, leading to night. These are the various conditions we face through an Earth day. The period of diffuse light when the sun is still not visible just before the sunrise is called dawn. Morning or evening is the time when the sun's rays are slanting. This is followed by noon, when the sun is directly overhead. As the sun moves away, we experience afternoon, followed by evening and sunset. Again, there is a period of diffused light before it gets dark, and this is called dusk. Places near the equator have almost equal days and nights throughout the year and also experience longer periods of dawn and dusk. As we move towards the poles, the length of day and night changes depending on the seasons. If the earth did not rotate, the portion facing the sun would always be warm and experience daytime, while the other half would be in darkness and remain extremely cold. In both cases, it is not possible to sustain life. Revolution. The Earth's movement around the Sun in an elliptical orbit is called revolution. It takes 365 days and 6 hours to complete one revolution. This causes the phenomenon of seasons. Leap year. A calendar year has 365 days only. The 6 hours or quarter of a day over a span of 4 years are added to make it 24 hours or one full day. This extra day is added to the month of February, which otherwise has only 28 days. Every fourth year has 366 days instead of 365 days. Such a year is called a leap year. As the Earth goes round the Sun in an elliptical orbit, its axis always remains inclined in the same direction. Seasons. The change in the position of the Earth around the Sun causes changes in seasons. There are four main seasons: summer, autumn, winter, and spring. These seasons are marked by change in temperature, conditions, and the duration of day and night. Solstice. On June 21, the northern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, and the sun's rays fall directly on the Tropic of Cancer. Regions lying near the tropics receive more heat as compared to the areas near the poles, where the rays are slanting. The North Pole is inclined towards the sun, and the places between the North Pole and Arctic Circle experience continuous daylight for a period of 6 months. The Northern Hemisphere receives more light, hence, it experiences the summer season. The days are longer than the nights. On June 21, when the sun's rays fall vertically over the Tropic of Cancer, it is the longest day and shortest night for all places in the northern hemisphere. Interestingly, the situation is reverse in the southern hemisphere, where the temperature is low and it is the winter season with shorter days and longer nights. This situation is termed as summer solstice, as the northern hemisphere is experiencing summer. For places on the equator, the duration of day and night remains the same throughout the year. On 22 December, the southern hemisphere is tilted towards the sun, and the sun's rays fall vertically on the Tropic of Capricorn. Now, the southern hemisphere receives more heat and experiences summer. It has longer days and shorter nights. The northern hemisphere is now having winter with shorter days and longer nights. Places between the Arctic Circle and North Pole will experience 6 months of darkness, while places between Antarctic Circle and South Pole will now have 6 months of light. The Antarctic Circle has 24 hours of continuous daylight. This position is called the winter solstice because the northern hemisphere is experiencing winters. Equinoxes. On March 21 and September 23, the direct rays of the sun fall on the equator. At these positions, both the poles are equidistant from the sun, and the entire world experiences an equal duration of days and nights. These days are known as equinoxes. March 21 is spring equinox, and September 23 is autumn equinox in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, March 21 is autumn equinox and September 23 is spring equinox. If the Earth's axis was not inclined, there would be no seasons. It is because of the tilted axis that the two poles are tilted towards the sun at different times, resulting in opposite seasons within a year.